Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. This is a 212A. It's a Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Ghost Town and it's under the command of Running Hawk. Okay, game's underway. Well, this Arty was going to be built on the hull of a KV-220, which of course, as you know, was the updated version of the KV-1 that never got put into production. In fact, actually, the prototypes for the KV-220 was actually put into action instead. They actually took the prototypes for the KV-220 and the KV-3 or the T150, and they both saw action. They didn't actually go ahead and build either of those lines, but they thought they were decent enough to actually put into action. And well, one of them, I think it was the KV-220, was actually destroyed in action, but the T150 they never saw of again, never heard of again. No one knows where it was. Well, he's now aiming at a Sheridan up the other end of the map. It's a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it, and there's some tier 8s as well. Now, he's carrying the 203mm B4 howitzer, and although it's got a rather long load time, which in here is showing as 32.91 seconds, you can actually reduce that to just over 30 seconds with premium consumables, which he's not carrying in this game because he's actually carrying 2 repair kits, and also with a BIA crew, a rammer, and vents, and vent purge. If you use the vent purge rather than the other additional consumables, it actually does increase everything at the same time because it multiplies the ability of the tank. Oh, lovely hit there on the IS-2 too, 520 hit points. Now that's a non-penetrating shot. The alpha damage of this gun is 1050, penetration of 52mm of armor, and a burst radius of 10.9 meters. So a non-penetrating shot would be half that value, which is 525, and then you roll for the difference, and he got 520, which means it's just slightly less than the half the value, but it's still a good roll. Fires another round at that bush, hoping they'll hit the ISU-152. He's also got good relocation discipline because that's important if you want to avoid getting counter-batteried, but he's noticed something which I don't think his teammates have twigged onto. There's a T49 on the west side of the map and he's headed this way, and the only tank we've got on that side that can intercept him is a T100 LT, and I think our Object 261 just fired one quick round in that direction, and now he's probably going to bug out as well as quickly as he can because the T49's got a friend. He's got an LT432 backing him up. Yep, so the Object 261 is following us and we're headed over to the east side of the map, and that's a smart move. We do have a Scorpion G up there, so hopefully he'll be able to do something about that T49, and there's also a Striv S1 as well. Not to mention the fact that both the Object 261 and Running Hawk will be able to fire over the top of our defenders into the T49 once he's become spotted. Oh, well, the enemy T92 HMC just took out our Scorpion G, and that reduces the number of defenders up on the top. But we do have some other guys up there. There's a Ferdinand as well up there. It's important to be fully aware of what's actually going on the battlefield, and he's now turned his attention to the T49. He's very low on hit points, and he's about to meet the Striv, and he can see that the Object 261 I think as well. Oh, there goes the T49, but unfortunately our Object 261 just took a hit I think from Arty. Yep, another hit, and oh, good one! Running Hawk just got 526 hit points off the LT432, which has got particularly light armor. Would have been nicer actually if he got a penetrating shot, but the LT432 bit the dust because he got taken out by the T100 LT. But another intruder, an SU-101, has appeared, and he's gone up into the northwest corner of the map as well. Okay, almost loaded. Okay, ready to go. He fires a quick round in. One of the other good things about 212A is you do get plenty of rounds of ammunition. On some of the other Soviet Arty, you are kind of limited the number of premium rounds you can actually take up. But the T100LT has not only found this SU-101, but he's actually got behind him and on top of him. And he's pumping rounds into that guy. And I think the SU-100 is probably a goner. Our T100 took a big hit from the SU-101, but I think actually he's going to get the better of that guy. But, oh, Running Hawk fired a round in anyway, just to make sure. Well, the team are doing okay because they're now one tank up on the enemy. And, well, the heights are now free of intruders. There is an advantage to going over to the east side of the map because you can shoot down through some of the streets at the enemy. And you can see the Object 277 there has gone into that dugout pit underneath those buildings. And that's a bit of a bad move because Arty can fire into that hole. And it means that whoever's in there is going to get absolute hammering from Arty. Okay, lining up the shot. There we go. You can see the hole is. You just need to line the shot up, make it accurate, and loose a shell into there. And the 277 is going to take a lot of hit damage. Okay, lined it up. Rounds out. Big hit. 414. The 277 didn't like that, and he went straight back down into the hole again, which was probably a very bad move because whilst you're in that hole, you haven't really got much in the way of options of running away. You have to come out of the hole to do that, and that means our 277 is going to have a chance to shoot him, and of course the Arty does as well. We've had a lot of replays with the 212A recently, and a lot of players are starting to like it because it actually does have some very fine qualities. One of those is the fact, obviously, that you can use vents and vent purge to actually boost the performance. So the crews of these vehicles are very accurate and they have a fast reload, and that means you have a much more chance of dealing out a lot of damage. Now that Striv S1's gone right to the edge of the map, which makes it very difficult for us to hit him. We do have an ISU 152 right on the corner, but I don't think he's anticipating that Striv getting that close. If he does get close, proximity alert will go off and we will see where the Striv is as he tries to have a go at the ISU. We fired a round into that corner anyway, and the ISU's popped around the corner and takes out the Striv. That's good. We're now 3 tanks up on the enemy. The ISU's pulling back, and we found another ISU 152 right in the centre, in the bushes. And he's now been killed by our ISU, who's having a pretty good game because he's now got 2 kills. We're 4 tanks up on the enemy now. Now, an enemy Arty was seen in that corner, and he's relying on the mini-map to fire into that corner, see if he can do some damage to the guy. Doesn't appear to have hit him there, but you never know. These Arty do have pretty big footprints, splash footprints. This one's got a burst radius of 10.9 meters, so that means 22 meters wide, basically, the entire footprint, the diameter, and that's quite big. And we've found 2 enemies on the other side of the map, and you can see he used the control right-hand mouse button on the mini-map to quickly switch over his aim to the other side of the map. Now, that's a little trick that a lot of What Arty Noobs members have shared with other Arty players so they can improve their game dramatically, and it does have an effect, I can tell you. A lot of players have said, yep, it does work. In fact, I'm one of them because I didn't know that trick even when I started What Arty Noobs, but I do know it now and I use it. And of course, it's thanks to Captain Ashstorm that he taught me how to do it. And that's what Arty Noobs is all about, sharing information between players so you can improve your game. Well, there's the enemy Arty. T92 HMC rounds out on him, and that's a direct hit. 500 hit points, wipes him out, and it's the first kill for Running Hawk in this game. And the Scorpion G comes into sight. and dies very, very promptly to an Object 704. We've got a Wizzy 111 GFT, which is the Chinese tank destroyer. Mark the target. You notice that he puts the reticule over the target, presses the T key, puts down arrows above the target, which tells everyone that's what we're firing at. Usually as well, it puts a message in chat saying, I am attacking this tank. And that will help all the tank drivers know what your Arty's up to so that they can assist you. And if the tank driver actually puts a reticule over a target and presses T, he'll get the crosshairs above him. That's requesting fire support on a particular target. And if Arty sees that, sometimes they will actually jump to their help. They'll abandon the target they're actually looking at and try and help their teammate. And he's just noticed this Sheridan over the other side of the map now. He's trying to hide behind the rock. He's very low on hit points, that guy. And I think he's just hiding around that corner. Running Hawk's worked out where he thinks he is. Firing around in and... no. Unfortunately, he moved fully around the corner. Another T-34's found him with a proximity alert. And he's gone back to the other side. But Running Hawk's going to have another round available very shortly. If the Sheridan stays where he is, he might become a splash kill. Oh, well, there's the other Arty. Can't avoid having a go at him. In fact, he's the last Arty alive on their team. Rounds out. Long flight time for the shell. He doesn't get the kill. The kill actually goes to the Striv, but he did pick up some hit points in damage. But that means the last remaining enemy is a Wizzy 111, and he's down in the south on the east side. Now, he might have moved north. He could have moved north, but I suspect that he's actually stayed at the other end, probably to get resets if necessary. Now, Running Hawk's done the smart move here. It's actually to go into this gap because it will protect him from that Wizzy 111 if he does suddenly appear on the heights on the east side of the map. In fact, actually now driving around this side is actually working out worse for him, but at least he should be able to shoot into the southeast corner. From where he was, he wouldn't be able to do that. But I would say actually go through the pass and shoot from the other end. You're still covered from any tank attacking you from the right side of the map, or from the east side rather, but he can't see you. And of course you've got shot, so well, he's ignoring the pass. He's actually going to move up. Oh, and there is the Wizzy, and he is headed north. Is he turning round? It looks like he's turning around to engage the Striv. Running Hawk styling in, work out where he's going to be, rounds out, and nice hit, 369. He's tracked, he's stunned, he's fixed his tracks. You can see where the shell hit. It landed on the mantlet, or right next door to the mantlet. There's a little hole there, but it wasn't a penetrating shot. And he's getting stun assist as well. If he stays there for any much longer, he is going to get another shell from Running Hawk. And that's the end of the game. So let's see how well Running Hawk did. 2,700 is what we're showing. I wonder if that's the exact total that he'll have when we get the results. Well, it was a first class tank for Running Hawk in the 212A. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14. He also managed to get a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, so he obviously did a lot more. And he also got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate from that battle was 4,481, which is more than the Super Unicum. It's very special indeed. Let's have a look at the team score. Yes, he actually did. He did much more than 2,700 hit points of damage. He did 4,446 hit points of damage in the end. Yes, a great deal more. And the next highest scorer was in fact the Scorpion G, who got 4,360. He picked up a Aslains medal during that game. Well, the next highest score on damage was the Object 277, the guy who was fighting in the centre of town. He got 3,863. When it came to kills, though, it was actually the Scorpion G on the enemy team who managed to get 4 kills. And After that, it was the T100LT with 3 kills. There was a whole bunch of people with 2 kills, and I'm afraid Running Hawk only got the 1 kill in that game, but I don't think he'll be too worried about that, because when it came to base XP, he was tops on that one again with 1004, the only player to get over 1000 base. 858 went to the Object 277, 854 to the Striv S1. He fired 17 rounds, got 6 direct hits, 1 penetration, so one of those guys he did pen, 12 splash, damage of 4,446 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He actually damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, and did 846 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 53,987 credits, but ammunition costs were expensive. I think actually he was using premium rounds, and 56,830 goes to ammunition costs, which actually meant that he made a loss of 2,844 credits. But I don't think he'll be worried about that, because he got 7 bonds, 1,506 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 3,012 altogether. So a very good game, as he says in the 212A, which is becoming a firm favourite with a lot of people. Not the best Arty in the game. I think a lot of people dispute which one is the best. They've each got their own little favourites, but it's certainly a very practical Arty. It's a very fun Arty to play, because you can get very good results straight out of the box, because obviously the top gun on this vehicle is the same top gun on the other vehicles on the Soviet line, such as the Su-14-1 and the Su-14-2, and that means that you can actually have the big 203mm B4 howitzer straight away if you want to, and that can make a big difference in the total number of shells you can rain down on the enemy. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. We're only a small channel. We do feature an awful lot of Arty replays, but we do feature tanks as well. And never let you believe that this channel is solely for Arty. I mean, that's what we intended originally. But so many people said, no, we must have tank battles on here as well. And that's what we do. We do have people featuring driving their tanks. And yes, it's a mixture, an eclectic mixture of unicoms, ordinary guys having a really great game, and well, there's also some fun and educational stuff as well that goes with it. So if you enjoyed this replay, thanks very much indeed for watching.